I wanted to briefly come back to a story that was in the news recently about Israeli hooliganism, because it is so revealing of structural Zionism and complicity with genocide in our West European and North American societies. So, for those of you who missed the story, the Israeli football team, Maccabi Tel Aviv, traveled to Amsterdam along with their fans to play against Amsterdam Ajax. In the stadium, the Israeli fans disrupted a moment of silence for the victims of the Spanish flood. And then they chanted "Death to Arabs," which is a rather common chant in this genocidal society. After the match, they rampaged through the center of Amsterdam, screaming racist slogans, tearing apart Palestinian flags hanging from people's windows, and intimidating passerbys. And of course, with all these provocations, some of them were attacked. Now, interestingly, the Western media was very quick at reporting anti-Semitic attacks against Jewish football fans. And there was a flurry of condemnation from politicians, including Joe Biden and David Lammy. And of course, the Israeli politicians, always quick at linking everything to the Holocaust, called it a pogrom and a new Kristallnacht. There is already a Wikipedia entry page on this event. Now, of course, not a word of condemnation was uttered about the Israelis' provocations or their racism or their chants of death to Arabs in the midst of a genocide. It seems to me that our politicians and the mainstream media only play one role today, which is to offer political cover to all forms of Israeli violence and racism, from their genocide in Gaza all the way to their hooliganism in Amsterdam. Of course, the question is why? Well, I think there is a clue in a statement by King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands, who expressed deep horror and shock at the attacks. But then, interestingly, he added, "We failed the Jewish community of the Netherlands during World War II, and last night we failed again." This signals that this is all really about Europeans whitewashing their own World War II guilt by giving absolutely free rein to Israelis, not only to exterminate the population of Gaza, but also to rampage through our cities, disrespect our citizens, engage in genocidal jubilation, and then play the victims. Another point that I wanted to raise, which was mentioned by Lucas Febraro here on Instagram, which is that anti-Semitism in football does exist. In fact, fans of the Italian club Lazio have recently sung openly anti-Semitic chants in stadiums, given Roman salutes, and even worn T-shirts with references to Hitler. This is real anti-Semitism, right? It's not opposition to Israel. And of course, there has been no international condemnation. Not a single politician condemned them. So, do you wonder why? Well, there's a very simple reason. The reason is that those anti-Semites are white Europeans. And today, anti-Semitism only matters to politicians and the media when it can be used against Arabs, Muslims, and the Palestine Solidarity Movement. And when a genocide against Palestinians is unfolding, this represents complicity.